Hello and welcome to Real Hi-Fi Help. Let me tell you about an untapped potential. Before I do that, this is a short video. If you can, watch every single part of my video, every single video I have, every single second of it from start to end, and not just listen to what I have to say, but also read the text, because I don't always read the text that's on the screen, so there might be a lot of hidden information that you won't be getting if you try to get condensed information. I know we live in an age where everything is condensed, put into points, and everything's evaluated so you can quickly get the data that you need, but you have to understand that my channel is a completely different channel compared to the rest of YouTube, so you have to basically go through every single video from start to end and listen to what I have to say and read the text to fully understand the message. Because if you just jump into videos, which I can see a lot of people are doing, and of course some of them are not agreeing with me because they only watch 4 minutes out of a 45-minute video, so it creates a lot of confusion. You don't get fully what you want, and you might, gravitate towards going to other types of videos that condense information that doesn't necessarily give you the whole truth. So just a good tip: watch all of my videos, all of them, and then just, that's my present from me to you. That's like me giving you a check that's $10,000, $100,000 in value. The information that you get on my channel you won't find anywhere else, on YouTube or on the internet. I'm the type of person who finds the ultimate truth in things, and I do things in a very, very different way. So if you want to follow me and my channel, there might be some really good videos in the future. I might also stop tomorrow. You never know, because of this global pandemic, and I also have to put food on the table and do other stuff that isn't just charity. But just realize that the information that you get from my channel is from a guy who's basically done all of the stuff in the hi-fi world, or at least most of it, and you should take it as something that is very valuable and can really move your sound. So let me just quickly do this video here for you guys. So I was just thinking about the other day, I was talking to my friend over the phone, and he said that there's custom made, he got some custom made power plugs from a private guy abroad. I can't remember if it's Hong Kong or some part in Asia. And after having gone through about 10 different people that gave him 10 different products, he came across this particular custom-made product. You can't buy it anywhere. I don't have any links, I don't have any phone numbers and so on, but it's just to tell you that he was able to get a type of quality of plug that you don't normally buy in stores. And this was a power plug that was, I wouldn't say a copy of FoodTech NCF, but it had a lot in common with it, just improved in some special ways, and doing a lot of other stuff, but a bit similar. He's told me that the plugs that he got was for about 60% of the price of what FoodTech NCF plugs normally cost. He could get a sound that was just a lot more natural, a lot more beautiful, but still having that fantastic hi-fi quality, with separation, sectioners, that fantastic structure. I'm not a FoodTech kind of guy, but when we look at FoodTech top plugs, there are parts of the structure that is, even to me, really appealing, where I think wow, well done FoodTech. They do make some plugs that even for me, who's a FoodTech critic, will go, okay, yeah, I get it. I take off my hat. I admit that's pretty good. But he was able to find a, a guy who could make him a custom-made power plug that was a lot better. So I'm just kind of telling you guys that, not because I want you to go and look for all these people and lose money on a lot of people that don't deliver that same quality, but I'm just saying that there's an untapped potential that we haven't gotten anywhere close to, at least with the standard that's out now. There are some few exceptions to the rule, like the audio note plugs, the OE8 plugs, some few FoodTech plugs, some like the one Wattgate silver plug, but I would say that there aren't a lot of plugs out there. Of course, there are also like AudioQuest banana plugs that are actually very cheap, where you get a lot of value. Those silver plugs, I think it's like a 300 grip lock model or something like that, but those are like the exception to the rule. There are a lot of bad plugs out there, and that's coming from a guy who I've been through a couple of hundred plugs, and I'm gonna tell you that a lot of it is very moldy or harsh, or very much this or that type of detail, where it doesn't give you the full picture, the full spectrum of the sound. It just does a certain direction out of 100 directions, just gives you that type of priority, that type of flavor. So because of that, there are a lot of plugs that are just really bad quality, and they are biased plugs. There's a lot of biased plugs out there, and so I just wanted to give you this story from my friend that I got the other day, and also tell you that I remember with my other hi-fi friend here, seeing him get some custom-made spade plugs. And this was, I think he got it as a present from some kind of a guy in an Eastern country. He just got it as a present. And then I remember him telling me, when I asked how much those spades cost, then he said to me, "You don't want to know." I just thought, okay, yeah. But I'm just saying that those are plugs that us normal people can't even buy if you wanted to buy the most expensive plugs that are currently on the market. Yes, there are some few, perhaps handful of plugs that come close to that, you know. But I'm just saying that there is a type of sound that you usually can't buy in the stores. And what type of sound I'm talking about is this custom-made, very natural and mature and organic type of sound. It's almost impossible getting into that. I wouldn't call it a religion of sound, but it has so much naturality, so much pressure, so much coupling. And when we listen to most of these store plugs, the thing that keeps on the theme that keeps on repeating is that they're very product-like in sound. And what I mean by that is that they're engineered in a way where they're supposed to sell this sound, you know, make it cool, make it fast, you know. It has to be a lot about the clarity, you know, the resolution, the intensity, and where you get the stereo imaging from one channel to the other. Whereas when you get into these custom-made plugs, when a person does it at a very high level, because you can also make custom-made plugs that are really bad, but when you do it just right, and sometimes that can be by having some kind of a freak accident, and then when you try to repeat that, it just goes wrong. You know, I've experienced it from some people that try to repeat that success, that they couldn't, you know, repeat that again and again. You just get into a type of sound that is a lot more earthy, human, and doesn't try to impress you, and you know what I mean. It's not this sales type of person that, you know, that goes like, hey, look at me, ooh, I can do this, boom boom boom, dynamic contrast, you know. When I go to hi-fi shows and I listen to a lot of those systems, those pretend hi-fi systems, I hear a lot of this type of sound, you know. And I'm not going to say what brands this is, and what plugs they use and cables, but I mean, it gets very plingy. It gets very much about the raw detail without proper substance and human character backing that up, you know. And what I'm just trying to say is that there is a hidden world of, you know, just oodles of if that's the right word, you know, a lot of potential waiting on the other side. And yeah, you know, when you get audio top plugs, of course that's probably the closest that I've been to that sound, but I know that there is a sound that's better than that. But yeah, it just costs a lot of money to get to that point. So I just wanted to say that you can get that done by knowing some people, taking some chances, but most likely for normal people to get in contact with those few, perhaps handful of people in the world that can deliver this service, I would say it isn't worth it unless you have a lot of money to waste. So that's basically the point that I'm trying to make. But again, I remember I covered this in a different video. I said that I borrowed a custom-made silver speaker cable from a friend, where he had, you know, melted that same dual-on silver strips and made that into some really solid, thick dual-on spades. You can't buy this officially, but he did that. And my God, was it really expensive. He told me what the price was for that. I'm not gonna reveal that because that's a personal thing. I respect his privacy, but just trust me, that cost easily 2, 3, 4 times the price of what normal to really high-end plugs cost in the store. So there's a reason why we don't use solid silver in plugs. Not only is it not sexy and sellable, so that it cuts out the detail in this artificial surface-like way and being very plingy and moving a lot from right to left channel. It's just so solid and deep natural that it's hard to sell it as a product. Also because, let's just say that you sell, you produce a thing like that for about $1,000, you know, then how much? I mean, if it costs like $1,000 to produce, you have to sell it for like 4,000 in order to, you know, because of tax and you know, getting the store involved, and only like a handful of people will want to buy that plug, and they'll just go like, this is ridiculous, you know, that's so much money for this type of thing, we're just not going to do it. So that's why this thing doesn't officially exist. But yeah, if we all had solid silver plugs, and I'm not talking about regular silver, I mean really high quality silver, and we had it on our power plugs, in our power bars, on our RCA and whatever plugs, we would get a sound that's really a lot more thick and voluptuous and natural and organic, and it would just have a lot more natural coupling instead of this boom 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 ching chung 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 bong ching gong ching type of sound, you know. But that's what I'm trying to say here, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. So message, just saying that the potential is huge. If you one day make it and you get to earn a lot of money, and you've kind of, you know, done everything on my channel, there is that one step you can do when everything is complete. Then of course at that time, when you own an extreme system, you have that money, and you're completely stuck, yes, do that. That will give you a sound that is just a lot more solid, a lot more natural, a lot more integrated. And yeah, it won't quite have that edge and selling power and that, you know, erratic movement where it just tries to impress you constantly, you know, dynamic contrast, dynamic contrast. It will be more of a natural, relaxed, organic, flowing type of sound, more around, you know, making the music sound good, instead of just trying to push all of these individual parts into your throat, you know. So that's basically the intention of this video, what I wanted to convey in this very long and complex message. So sorry for making it so long, guys, but yeah, that's just what I wanted to end the video with. And remember to like and subscribe if you can, and yeah, leave a comment at the bottom, and try and leave a positive comment if it's possible, because this is a channel about seeing the potential in stuff, giving people the hope of seeing something there that you can, you know, walk towards and harness the power from. And I know that a lot of these things that I talk about on my channel are a bit controversial, but I also explain the context of how everything works together. So yeah, let's just all keep it constructive in the comments if that's possible. So that's me logging off. Have a nice day and goodbye.